We'll resume. It is 1:07 p.m. Where we left off at is with, I know Pam had a question, I know, before we went to break, and I know he's not here right now, so, but we'll let him ask this question when he comes back. But right now, we're gonna go to the community council updates. And first up is Callaway here. Elbow Lake. Iron Range.
Mr. Chair. You skipped over Waiters Housing Authority, Waiters Indian Health Service.
Oh, is Dennis here?
No, but we did want to interject.
Oh, we do have a housing update?
Yeah.
Okay, who wants to go over the?
Hold on.
You do?
Listen.
So we just got some documentation from White Earth Housing regarding the needs assessment that they've been working on. And they've put forward a request that I think Aisha has handed out from housing. And that request is for $24,730 to cover direct costs related to data collection for the needs assessment that they're doing. So they're doing a reservation-wide needs assessment for housing. That was approved back in August. And now they're collecting data for that needs assessment, so they're requesting $24,730. Any questions on that?
I would like to make one additional comment that housing had shared with me, and that was we have an understanding, or they have an understanding, that there's multiple family members living in each of the units in housing, and they want you to accurately report those numbers. You would not be in any type of trouble for reporting those numbers, but it's really important that we have the count for our people, because that will help us with the data collection that help serve our communities. So it'll be really important for that. So that was my only comment.
We attended that meeting. If we could have Housing Authority put something out, letters stating they will not get in trouble.
Yep.
A lot of them are afraid to violate their lease agreements because they have more people than what they have on their lease or less.
Make sure it's signed.
Make assurances.
And it's, I think they're also doing this to do a consensus challenge.
Yes, it is a consensus.
Yeah, because that will bring up our numbers and it'll help with not only their grants, our grants. I mean, it's going to help with, you know, IHS grants and, you know, so yeah. I'll second Alan's motion.
Okay, so the motion is to,
What was it, Len? $24,730 for data collection.
on the amount of $24,700 for data collection for White Earth Housing Authority. Motion by Alan, second by Annie. All in favor?
Aye.
Motion carries. Bequich, thank you. Okay, I know that they had an IHS update too, but it's dated 12/1, so I know I'll give a copy to Tito before I leave here. So Tito, I gotta give this to Tito.
See, Mike, why not use that money to actually do something rather than data collection?
Well, I know I have, I know the community councils, they met with housing yesterday, and I think that there's some information that was passed out about it. I know it's important that, you know, I know a lot of the funding comes from the data, and a lot of the funding comes from the HASDA. And I know there's a lot of the pots of money that, like, even for an example, and Lenny can probably cover this, is even like when we got our first disbursement for COVID, the COVID Act, the first round, is they based a lot of those numbers on White Earth was those NAHASDA numbers, those families, and I know it's also important that we want to boost our numbers up, so we get into that different area of a true number of how many members and how many people that we do have living within our borders on our reservation. So that's something I'm just.
Don't we already have people employed that could do that?
Well, this would help the members earn a little bit money too if they wanted to go door to door and, you know, try to get that information.
And I think some of the information is out of date, and this is to update it, and then a bulk of the funds is actually for like incentives for people to like respond to the surveys and information that housing's requesting.
Well, that money is gonna go to pay people to go collect this data? Is that what you're saying?
It's gonna, there's a portion of it to pay people that are collecting, and then a portion of it to incentivize, to give out things that will incentivize people to fill out the form.
Because our numbers are really low. I know myself, I started the census thing and it was just getting too much, and I just said, you know, so I didn't even complete it. And then how many others out there didn't even have a computer, you know, or didn't make it to one of the places where you could fill it out. So our numbers are low, I think.
We gotta,
Yes.
I'd like to say a few things, you know, about people bringing up problems and nothing's being done, or it just doesn't happen. My sister had her roof put on here last week. What happened was they created more problems than what there was. Right now there's water leaking from her roof to her ceiling and right on top of her heater, her furnace. She called housing and said, we can't come out because of COVID. But that's what I mean. We have secondhand tradesmen, so to speak, that really don't know nothing. I'll give you an example. I was at one of my sister's house, sitting at the table, and I was looking at her door. Something didn't look right to me. I couldn't figure it out. Watching it bugged me. So then I realized they put the door inside out. Inside out. Mr. Fairbanks, are you listening?
Yep.
So I would like to have somebody out there to correct this problem. They left her, what do you call it, her faucet, or what do you call those, where the rain comes down?
Oh, gutters?
Gutter, filled with shingles. Now come spring, that's gonna cause a major problem with ice buildup. They gotta get somebody out there to clean those gutters and find out what they did up there to cause them leaks. All it is gonna cause mold, I grant you that. Why create problems ahead of ourselves when we could fix them now, the correct way? That's all I'm asking people. You know, you don't want, if any of you living in a tribal house and you need something done, you're not qualified, you're not a tradesman, and they send some people out and they say to do something to repair your home, and it's done half-assed. You know, when I was 20 years old, I went to trade school as a pipe fitter for 5 years. And when I became a journeyman, I was making $18 an hour. And at that time, the average man was only making $6 an hour. So these trades, you work for them, you can make some good money. And we should encourage our people, our young people, to get into a trade, carpenter, electrical. And by the way, Ray, as far as Kevin Clark goes, he's not licensed. He is not licensed to do electrical work. No, he's not.
oh, he told.
I hired him to do my pole barn. I called the state electrical from Park Rapids, come out and check to make sure everything's fine. He said, you gotta take all those wires down. The wires ain't big enough for your barn. So now they're threatening me. Now I gotta hire somebody. I can't do it, they said. I can't do it. I gotta hire somebody to come take those goddamn wires out. You know, being electrical work, that is not cheap. So consider that when you mention his name.
Thank you for the information.
But again, I want somebody out there to look at the house, find out where that water is coming from, what damage they did up there to cause that. Can I get an answer?
Well, I wrote it down when, we're gonna follow up with it, so.
Yeah, we'll see.
So I got a question. Like, I'd just like to actually comment on that. I've heard that same problem from a lot of people that have had work done through different programs on their house or on their reservation. And I know personally we had a problem with that too, our family. We qualified for help through the winterization program. And it sent somebody out to fix one of our exterior walls, redo the insulation and the sheetrock. And then there was, when we moved the trailer house, there was some tieback or underneath some insulation that got ripped out underneath, so they were contracted to fix that also. Then winter came and our tub froze. And I went up underneath and dug it up to find out that they just stapled the tieback underneath. They didn't put any insulation in, it's just empty cavity underneath. And the same thing with our wall. There was no insulation and they just sheetrocked it. And we were trying to find out why it cost so much in the wintertime to get that room. So my suggestion is, my recommendation is maybe for these programs, we can have a housing building inspector to go out to these properties for these people that have been contracted to do the work for our people. Go out and make sure the work has been done before those funds are actually sent out to pay for the work. Because I'm willing to bet maybe there's walls all over with no insulation. That'd be my recommendation.
Before we move on, I just gotta add one more thing too. When people, in the wintertime especially, when their furnaces go out and they don't have a gas stove, they're bumming. I mean, especially, like I said, people that are living in trailer houses, their water will freeze right away. And when comes around to these holidays, and then these people like energy assistance, they got their days off. And during that whole time period, if they have a freeze up, if there's a problem wrong, they're shit out of luck. But
Nope.
what?
They reach out to me. If they reach out to me, I find them help. I text everybody I can, and like I just did on Sunday for this 3 elders that their toilet froze up. So none of them could crawl under there. So I reached out until I found somebody, and then the lady texted me and told me they got it taken care of. So I mean, for me, I can reach out. Aisha will help me reach out. My assistants will help me reach out. I mean, it might not be energy assistance, but I will find somebody to go to their home.
Well, that's really good. Is your name and number out there for everybody to?
I put it out there.
Because I know specifically when I had an issue like that, there wasn't nobody I could call. I mean, I have a gas stove, so that's how I made it through.
But I do. I work 24/7 if I have to, and I'll get somebody out there. Like with the one out that we have now, I'm still working on that one, trying to get an electrician out there.
But I know for most people, such as myself, there was only one place I knew to call was housing. Since this was a while back, but that'd be something good for people to know.
Reach out to me, or I know right now you guys ain't got a district rep, but Deb should still be able to help you, because we never ever rescinded that she's the one to reach out to. So but I'm willing to help. I've helped a lot of people, so it's it's tough all the way around. But I do reach out to everybody that I can. So I mean, like I said, Matt finally got back to me, and they did go out there and fix the problem. And I told him, well, just bill me, because I don't know who else is going to pay for it. These elders ain't going to afford it. So.
And the same with me, Todd. I have actually called Phoebe and asked them for the minimum that they could bring out, and I'll make sure they get paid for it. But they will come out on a weeknight, but sometimes they don't even come. But I know I've called Phoebe a couple times. They have come out and delivered the minimum amount of what they can put in just to keep them up. And if they can't, then I'll help them find heaters for their homes. I've also bought heaters for people's homes, keep them warm enough where it don't freeze, and then I'll put them up in a hotel until we can get them help, or until I can get them help.
That's really good, and I really appreciate y'all, you know, the both of you doing that, but I mean,
Like I
it's,
said, my number's out there, it's publicly, both my,
you know, I'm just saying the information should be out there for somebody to know, or, you know, like a hotline number in case this happens, because I know like Holben, for example, a lot of people go through Holben. Holben's so backed up with his work, and then at my shop where I work, when I had a plumbing problem, there was nobody to call. I mean, that's a different issue. But I'm just saying for everybody on the res, if it's in a newspaper or something like that, and there should, you know, I think there should be a number
and I had a lady that called me, it was an elder, her furnace had went out at 11 o'clock at night, it was during Thanksgiving. It cost me $350 just to get that furnace guy out there, even to move out of his garage. And that's not including the labor he put into it. It's come to like almost $600 some dollars. But I told him, I said, well, I can take care of the $350 and we'll find the rest later on. But he did come out and fix her furnace that night.
Yeah,
And he just kind of rigged it up until we could so she could get by. So some of these electricians that we try to call, you know, they're so doggone expensive. They doubled their price on holidays. I mean, it cost me $350 just to get this guy out of his garage or out of his home to come out to the person's house, you know. So they are out there, but they too, sometimes they don't answer you either.
Well, I was just gonna say, I understand what Todd's saying, is there should be like a one-call number that's available to folks. I know there's something similar on the public safety side, but this could be something that's dedicated towards certain situations like that. I could see that the council maybe taking a look at maybe trying to create something like that, Lori.
I think, yes, we can definitely do that, but I also think Mike Thompson's program, he just hired and interviewed a supervisor that will be overseeing the social workers for the elders. So that could be a point of contact too.
Maybe if we could maybe have Thompson, if possible.
Something similar to like the one call center.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. There should be some sort of one call. You know, that would be, especially in the winter months, you know, it's pretty tough.
But we're also waiting for an email from the CSOs and that for them numbers again, so we can print them out for you, because if you reach out to them, they will reach out to their district rep to get help too. And they usually respond. So, but I can give my number if you guys want it. I mean, I have no problem. Nobody wants it.
It's on the bathroom wall.
Thank you everyone for your comments and your concerns for our elders and our membership. So we'll continue back here. I was going through the community council updates, and I named off Callaway, Upper Lake, Iron Range. My next one was Monoman. Anyone from Monoman here to do an update? Okay, next up is Nadawash.
Other than that little light over there.
Okay, after we present this, a couple of us need to step away. We have the toys that have come in over at Shopko that we were supposed to be over there at 1 o'clock to pick up, so we're gonna go see what we got. So excuse our quick exit after this, but we do have our chair and our vice chair will stay for the rest of the meeting. So, dear Tribal Council, NCC would like to say we appreciate the funds for our Christmas party. This was the first year we didn't have to borrow a tree. We also want to thank you for extending this to every community council, even though they did not request it. We are happy that all the children have had the opportunity to enjoy events in their communities. We are only asking that maybe once our kids could receive as much as other children in the communities. NCC does make our funds stretch as much as possible, being the largest community, but our families and our children do not receive the same as others in different communities unless it's on a per capita basis, like the toy program. We do want to thank and let the White Earth administration know we appreciate them for all their hard work and help in this process. And just know NCC does support other community councils. We are always willing to help and work together in any way we can. Please accept this as Naytawash Community Council's official request to see the Class 2 Youth and Elder Fund budget. 20 days ago, we were here. We requested the community funding established in resolution number 001-20-015. We did not receive this. When are we going to receive this?
What is it, Tara?
What is it?
So there was a resolution that passed in 2020 that offered $5,000 to each of the community councils. And so we requested this on December 2nd or 3rd when we were here, and we haven't heard or seen anything regarding that.
5,000?
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought
That was approved.
yeah, we discussed it and approved it, I thought.
Yeah, it was discussed and approved and signed. I have a copy of it.
Yeah, it was, yeah.
Yeah.
In the minutes.
Yeah, but the question is we requested it, when will we receive it?
You have to reach out to Tracy. You should reach out to Tracy. 'Cause
You're looking for the payment, not the resolution.
No, I have the resolution. I'm
Okay,
looking.
for the payment?
Yeah, we requested it.
We can take care of that right away.
All right, thank you.
Yep, you're welcome.
So we finally checked our mail. We do it about once a month. It wasn't in there, so. So NCC also asked about the offer of the $25,000 to community councils. How do we apply for this?
That was passed by, weren't we gonna discuss that and pass it and then it would just go out?
We were hoping to get another community council summit because not all the communities are the same size. And I know I talked to Donovan about it, that we'd like to try to make sure that, like, for example, like Naytawash Community Council got a lot of folks over there. So it would be a range, right? So for example, you guys got, I don't know how many kids you got over there, but you got quite a few.
Over 520.
520, and then you got on the other end, like for example, Elbow Lake doesn't have that many kids. So if you give 25,000 to both, there's disparity there, right? So on the high end, you want to make sure that it would have a range, but we never had that discussion. We still have to have that discussion.
Okay.
As a community council, basically they were, Lori, they basically said, yeah, that should be the case. There should be a little difference there. There should be difference.
And it is more difficult with smaller communities to have a large amount of money to spend it if there's any deadlines to it, and it's very difficult to do sometimes. And then you have communities such as Naytawash and Monoman, White Earth, that are the larger communities, you know, so I think a formula proposal on how to create that would be something that should be brought forward for consideration.
All right, Miigwech. Again, for over a year, we have been requesting help with the wellness center, our boxing gym. Everyone is well aware of our health needs in our communities. We are asking for help with our health of the village. We would also like an answer for our Twin Lakes Volunteer Fire Department. They've been waiting for over 6 months for an answer. This is about the safety of our volunteers and the safety of our community. And still, after 6 months, we don't have an answer. Just last night, our Twin Lakes Fire Department responded to a fire here in Monoman behind the Cenex building that was purchased by White Earth for their community. It was reported that White Earth is doing well financially. We did receive over $100 million in ARP or COVID money. NCC has been asking for our community to have a building to hold events and funerals. We are inviting our families into a building with black mold and asbestos and a roof that is in terrible condition. We have been here since June asking for access to the COVID money. At the All Community Council meeting last night, the Secretary Treasurer announced he would bring Monoman's building request forward today after calling them just 2 days earlier and requesting a letter from them. NCC supports the Monoman Community Council receiving a community building. They need one. Please do bring this forward and approve it. The issue we have is we were informed that none of Nadawash's building requests from the COVID monies were going to be heard today. This leads us to believe that this is a political ploy to create division between a group of volunteers who are just trying to do things for their community members. We ask that Waban be called so they too can submit a letter. They don't have a building. We also know other community councils who are in need of a building or additional space. They should be called as well. We do not want our elected leaders to play this game. Don't pull Monoman's request, but consider ours. Seriously consider our request for our families and children. NCC called a meeting for the vacant District 2 position. There were a number of concerns that came up, and in the end, the village decided that it was not in anyone's best interest to be divided over this, nor to be divided with Monoman or Waban on nominations. Village of Nadawash stated they do not want to fight with any other communities on having a voice at the RBC table. We need one for District 2. We understand and we know there are a number of people in our area and in the district that would serve us well. But these were the names put forward on Monday, December 20th. We are also aware that the RBC has the authority and will make the selection that they want. On behalf of the Nadawash community, NCC is submitting the following names for nominations in no particular order. Joe Bush, Leonard Thompson, Kathleen Straub, Sam Wadena, Leonard Wadena, Deb Keir, and Melissa Kieser. Sincerely, NCC, Karen Wadena, Joe Bush, Donovan Burnett, Kara Mason, Heidi Goodwin, and Chris Leslie. Butch.
I have a question for Nadawash Community Council. How come Joe Bush said yesterday, or put this out there, can we make sure nobody pulls a green team move, or at least better accountability? Is he saying that we stole?
No, explain what I said.
Then who said it? I want to know. You can say it out on Facebook, say it face to face.
It came up to us.
That's what I'm asking you. Say it out face to face. If you can talk, I'm right here. If my name is being put out there, I want to know who's saying it. I would never take anything from anybody, and I do this for the people, and everybody knows that.
All right, well, it was brought to our attention.
You said it. If you're going to be one of the ones representing Nadawash, I want to know.
I didn't say it because I represent
You
Nadawash.
said it on the page. You're the only one who put bad comments on that page. You're supposed to be held accountable?
It's not funny. It's not funny to talk like that and laugh about it.
I'm not gonna vote for a D2 rep that will cause division. I know that. I know that. If you heard something, maybe you should have approached us and asked, because we did do that voluntarily.
Out of the good of our heart.
Well, out of what was said, what is your guys' standpoint? That we haven't heard, nobody had heard anything as far as what happened. The accusations is part of the green team.
Now that you asked and you did very politely, I'll respond, but I'm not gonna respond to people attacking on Facebook. We were called down to help distribute, right? Because we were told Gun Lake was coming early, so we ran down to help beat them. We unloaded the trucks. There were 2 semi-trucks that showed up full of gifts. And we, along with the council members that were there and the community council members that were there and the volunteers, we unloaded, separated everything into different categories, what there were, bad things, clothing, and everything. Community council started showing up. Nadawash was there. I think we were helping you guys carry it from one end of the gym to the other to what you were taking. And then when we saw everything was good, people started showing up, we took off. We did what we came there to do, unload and help distribute, and then we left. We were told that if we wanted to, we could take some things, what we did. Actually, I took a sweatshirt I'll bring it back. I wore it once. I'll bring it back.
What size is it? No.
Double X. Comfy.
What I'm saying is that, so when everybody was picking through everything, Pine Point was not there. So Mia put some stuff aside, I went to start putting her stuff aside. Everybody else went through everything. Pine Point is not complaining that they didn't get what, everybody else got. They got the last of it. So I don't see why Nailwatch is sitting there complaining.
Nailwatch helped put aside for Pine Point as well.
Put away some stuff, yeah, they would have been like that if nobody has said anything. Mia put some stuff away on the side. Everything was already picked through though, so I don't know why anybody's complaining. Pine Point ain't complaining.
So I could say on that, it's just to solve, as a community council representative, I learned this, I'm learning it as, can't please everyone, remember that.
I know that.
You guys as a green team, as a community council, we can't, no matter how good we do, there's always gonna be someone gonna be, excuse my language, but complaining. Or, so just, there's always gonna be that bickering, you guys. Everyone, everywhere we go, even with these guys. So it's just that jealousy, everything, whatever's going on, I don't know. But I was there too to help pick through everything. And I don't know what's going on. But just remember, you guys can't make everyone happy. You guys are doing an excellent job. We all are. They all are. So you guys just,
So I just want to say something. First of all, Nailwatch Community Council never said anything.
It says it right on Facebook, right here. Joe put it on Facebook. I have the message.
Joe does not, Joe is.
You mind your own business. It has nothing to do with you.
Whoa. If Joe said something, it's Joe's opinion.
I asked you about this earlier, Juanita. What did you say?
Slander too.
What did I say? What did I say? I said what I heard. Somebody sent me a message saying they saw two people on the green team take garbage bags full of stuff out of there. Now, I told you, I look back on my messages. I delete messages because I got an old cheap phone that doesn't have a lot of memory. So I have to delete things. And I told that person.
All right, guys, we're gonna have to move forward here, so.
Yeah, that has nothing to do with the Native communities. We have to go get toys, but here's the thing. Nailwatch Community Council, as a community council, did not say that.
Well, then why isn't he backing it up if he wants to be a representative
I
for the
can't say
district?
for him, we have to go get toys, Char.
That's what I'm upset about. I asked him this morning, he won't say.
But
All right, Big Witch.
Nailwatch Community Council said
He can't.
he did not
He
say
even
that.
says it in his messages. I can screenshot it and send them to you.
Yeah, did I get my name put on there too?
They were, you can ask the council at this.
What's he want?
Yeah.
All right, we're moving forward. The next up is Cass Lake Community Council. I know they had a written request in here. I know they had an update. Just talking about their,
$10 million.
okay. And then Pine Point, is Pine Point here? Rice Lake have an update? Wobbin? Whiter? Sam?
hello everyone, it's Squash Gizi, Condition Cause, Magazine Dudem, Gawabag and Dunikag and Dujaba. Hello, I'm just here to give a little brief update from this past month. We had a Christmas party on, what was it, Sunday? We distributed toys, they went really, really well, the ladies. We added a few new members to the council. Paula Smith, we appointed her. She was on the list, and Christy Haverkamp. So as right now, I am acting chair. And the next month we will be appointing the positions. But get back to the Christmas party. We had an excellent turnout. It was over 450 families, I believe, kids that got gifts, and I was Santa Claus, of course. Just kidding. But then I had Mrs. Claus, Aisha really helped. It was a wonderful turnout. Our secretary treasurer in our District 3 showed up. The kids were they just knew it was me right away too, but that's why I tell them at the drum practice that, Santa is real. Wait till you guys get old, you guys will get that phone call. So yeah, I got away with that one with them kids. But other than that, it's looking really forward. I didn't get to come and try to get on the agenda, but I don't know. I do have a few requests in here because we already did our special meeting this month, so we can't really spend no money to go help. We already went through our 2,500 and miigwech to councils for helping with that. And I have a request here for if we could. I was over here and the elders talk about there not going to be no Christmas dinner, and I talked with this young lady. She said that they're doing a Christmas party and we want to ask for $800 so we could help with their, just to go around and feed everyone at the congregate, the Badamaziwin home, and the elders around the community. Just go deliver. Marlene Rogers is going to help cook and her kids. And then the second one is if we could get 16 more cards with $20 each on it. Because like I said, we already went through the 2,500 and 16 is all left from the rest of the kids that from ages 13 to 17. And I think those are our only two requests. Other than that, it's about it.
Thank you, Bam. Rich. Thank you for that report. What about White Earth Urban?
Oh, Mr. Chair, you did have a request there?
Oh, I'm sorry, Ben, I was talking to Maria though, if we distribute any more money to the community councils, but your request was again?
800 for food to help with the Christmas day, cook for the elders and our elders around our community.
Okay, and what was the other one?
The other one was 16 cards with $20 each for the kids through age 13 to 17. So,
Mike, those were kids that they turned in their sheets to the last chair, and he didn't add them to the database.
Oh.
So 16.
So they got left out.
You with that, Ann?
Yeah.
Okay, so we have a motion for 800 for the elders feast on Christmas Day, and then 1,600 for cards for the ones that were left out of the data.
16 cards. Yeah, so it's 16 cards with 20. So 5 is 100. 2, 320. 320.
Okay. $320 for the cards.
Motion.
Motion by Annie. Second by Alan. All in favor to approve the $800. 800. What is it, Bam? 800 what?
800 for for the elders, and then 9, and then 320 for the cards.
So $1,120 for both projects.
Yeah. Yep.
Okay. Thank you. All in favor?
Aye.
Motion carries. Thank you, Ben.
Ma'am, I just have a question now. What about elders in other districts? Are we gonna, if they reach out, will we try to get them a plate?
Yeah, I could set up 2 vehicles to try to.
Maybe the CSOs could help?
Yeah, that would be nice. Christmas Day.
Well,
this is what we've been talking about to work together. So this is come in.
Miigwech for that.
Thank you, Bam.
I do got the 2.
Okay, then next up is White Earth Urban. They have update. All right, next up is old business White Earth Elder Homeowner Emergency Repair Services. I know that we were talking earlier about this, and I know we had some discussions on this, and I know Annie brought up some questions. I know that we're in the midst of putting together a program or something. How we're going.
I think it's all set and done. Mike, how much did you? What was the split?
The split was 700,000 for housing and 300 for elders.
And the 700,000 that could do 35 houses at 20,000, right? Per house. But what they need clarification on is how many houses per district, and do we want to go by a point system? Because with a point system, it would make the ones that are most needy up there on top for the 20,000. Now, Mike, I don't think needs a point system, but housing, would like for it to go to the most needy. But, that's something as council we got to discuss and figure that out, and how many houses per district, because, right now White Earth and Nadawash are the biggest districts. our District 1 and our District 2 and District 3 are the biggest districts. And I know I'm already overwhelmed with calls on that, and so I don't know. That's why I needed input from the rest of the council. I'm not gonna sit there and shoot out what I think. But we gotta get that done today so we can get that money distributed and get it going, because the applications are adding up. I mean, they're piling up. I would like to actually see Nadawash and White Earth get, you know, more than District 1, just because we have the biggest districts. And how that goes, I don't know, you know, maybe.
You know, there's one thing that's always got me. District 1 always get the shit end of the stick because we're the smallest district.
But, hey, Raymond, you got a whole housing unit fixed up there. What do the other districts get?
A lot of your people Look at, they don't even hardly get what.
How many members do you have up there, Raymond?
What difference does it make? We're all White Earth and Rolling.
Hey, you guys can come to our community center and have a meeting anytime you guys want.
Well, I'm trying to say, you guys got a complex.
I got White Earth, I got Lloyd, I got Callaway, I got Omaha, I got Elbow Lake. So you tell me. Boys and Girls Club.
I thought you guys were talking about a talking stick.
I'm just saying, you know, I've got a lot of people in Pine Point alone that need this money.
Let's do this again. You explain to District 1 then why we don't get it. You take them all.
I didn't say take them all, Raymond. Did I? I didn't say that. But you gotta be fair once in a while and give it to him too.
All right, we will, council, any suggestions on this?
I think we need more discussion, Mr. Chair.
Well, then our elders are gonna suffer again yet. It's been how long now? And we never made a clear decision then. I say let's get it done and let's get that money out there and get moving on this. I mean.
I got a stock up there in Rice Lake, a stock that people want help with.
What about the urban area?
He recommended. You said whatever. But the point system is what he recommended, but he said the houses, he don't care how it goes, just as long as he gets clear direction. You know, because he don't wanna just go out there and, but he wants so many per district, because make it fair. So if it's split right down the middle, I don't care. I was just saying, I just feel, because our districts are bigger, but.
Hey, Mike, can I get on the ballot?
Oh, you wanna talk, Ron?
I had to go relieve my babysitter that night, and I just missed, there was only 10 people there anyway. I don't know how you could decide anything with 10 people.
Oh, we didn't decide nothing, no.
We didn't decide nothing yet, Ron. We haven't got to that point. We're just talking about this homeless, or this housing, homeowners, emergency assistance program for right now.
I think you sent what you want. They're next on the agenda.
Yeah.
We have a break.
Right, yeah.
Mike, he did have to leave that night. We were making appointments.
Okay. Add them to the list, I guess. I'm not sure if we're going to make.
Chairman, it's next on the agenda. We just told what's next on the agenda.
Yeah.
All right, thank you. So I know right now, I know District 3 would like to have this move forward. I know we already approved the money, but I think distribution-wise, I think that's where we're kind of at a standstill right now. But I think with a point system on just any district, and the way our houses are decrepit out there, is I think that maybe that's the best way to look at it, is who has probably the worst, who's worst off, like what we talked about, the stories earlier about the condition of some of these houses and what they're living in. So, and I'm not sure if that goes for like all dwellings, like, houses or mobile homes. And I'm not sure what, and I think those are questions that we look at, because I know at one time as council, we looked at, we were gonna help an elder with a mobile home, but it was probably just cheaper to buy them a new mobile home than try to fix it up. So I know these are some things that are out there that we really have to take a strong look at, is, which elders, are in that need where there's so much mold or so much damage to their dwelling that, you know, what point do we set aside like an advisory committee to look at this, or do we, you know, then this, like I said, I'm just throwing these out there. It's like, what do we do for, you know, these situations where we have these things? I know Annie has really good points about some of the elders out in Pine Point in her district, and Ray does too, and even District 2, which doesn't even have representation here. And I know that there's a lot of homes out there that need repair and need help.
Well, Mr. Chair, I'm willing to go 10, 11, 12. 10 in District 1, 11 in District 2, and 12 in District 3. That's 23 homes.
Well, we got 35, Ray. Why not just split it down the middle for everyone, and then let's figure out the point system. We'll do so many, whatever, you know, I guess it'd be 10 homes and one gets 11 homes. No, how would that go? 33 would be 11 homes. And then how about 11 and Nadawash? You get 11, Nadawash, or 2 and 3 get 12 each.
What?
Because there's 30, they can fix 35 homes.
11 homes.
11, 12.
Oh, new ones, more homes.
They all moved in on. You know, because 12 and 12 is 24, then 11 would make 35. I don't know.
Get out of here. I just think we should get that, not the 20,000 for the homes and that. I can see a point system for the worst kind of homes, getting that done. But when we're talking about small repairs, $300,000, get that there so we can get out and get those people help right now. You know, if you need a code or whatever, get it set up.
I don't know how.
So we know we can call Mike and get that money appropriated there.
Yeah, that's what he's looking at, so he can get moving on it, and if he could get the money, they're set to go, they're set to get out there and start looking at these homes, but they have no direction on.
Well, I do know we have to get this passed today, because I got a lot of people up there that I've told that, yeah, you okay, but I looked at my district as the one who needs the most first.
But I mean, council, I guess, you know, what Annie suggested was 11 and 12 and 12. Are you good with that, Ray? I mean,
Yeah, I'm fine with that, Chair.
anyone have any questions or additions to that? All right, council, do you guys want to, I don't know, do we have to motion on that then?
Yeah, you should move.
Motion, Chair.
Okay, motion to approve of the $1 million White Earth Elder Homeowners Emergency Repair Services, that District 1 gets 11 homes, District 2 and 3 each get 12, for part of their point system, what they're gonna evaluate.
Sure.
Motion by Raymond,
Second.
second by Annie, all in favor?
Aye.
Motion carries. Make wish.
Applications can be picked up, like from my secretary up there, she's got them on hand right now. I'm sure the other one's got theirs on also.
They have to go to housing though for the 20,000.
Or they can be turned into Mike and Nadawash.
For the small repair, yeah.
And there's no
actually-
income guidelines on this whatsoever.
Actually, it's on the same application. We can forward them to housing.
Okay.
I'd like to request that we have a housing building inspector on these projects.
They have one.
Make sure that
Yeah,
that's
they can
I
have
think Donner is,
Oh, you just want to wait right on it?
his name is Donner, but I'm not sure. I can check on it.
All right, the last thing I have on here is the District 2 seat. I know we had, District 2 had a meeting with over here, then they had their own meeting here a couple days ago, so I know that, oh yeah, and Public Works will be next too, so. So I know District 2 is here, some of them are here. I know there's some suggestions out there. I know NCC put out a list of names. I know Rod Keyser Sr. would like to be added to this list in consideration. I know that, and I'm not sure what council thinks or what District 1, 3, and, you know, and the treasurer has, so. Yes.
I'd like to be added to that list. I did contact, I think, with Curtis, and to ask them what kind of a process that you were looking for after that meeting last week. And what I understood from him is that we would be seek a nomination from the individual council. So I live in Monoman, so I reached out to Monoman and did not receive an answer. So I don't know if they were busy or not taking any nominations or recommendations. I know there was another person in Monoman who was interested. I don't know if she contacted them, but I would like to offer my name for consideration, and I will tell you a little bit about me is that I have strong recovery.
Everybody else can contact, put your name on it. You have your sheet, but you get the advantage by coming to the meeting and that's put your name on it.
Thank you. So I have strong recovery. I'm really engaged with our homeless issues and how that affects people's issues going forward to have adequate, safe, secure housing. And just my family is from here. You know, you probably don't know me as well, but so I just wanted to offer my
Thank you. Council, any discussions on this open seat? I know that we met with them before, and I know that we were looking at nominations, and I know that
I don't know,
Here's what, as our Natiwash Community Council decided to do was whoever got nominated was gonna get put on there anyway. So we didn't have this big infight and say, oh, we only wanted 3 nominees or we want 1. What we went ahead and did is whoever came up got put down. So as far as Rock requesting be put on there, we don't see it as a problem because he had to leave anyway at that meeting. As far as the other outside of our community council area, we asked that Wobbin and Monoman also put in nominations. And I don't know where that's at right now, but.
Yeah, there were people right next door that didn't know what was going on at that meeting.
So Natiwash don't want to be the only voice for District 2 when we have other communities that need to have input, whether they want to or not.
Is there supposed to be a background check with all these people, or what we decide today? I don't know.
Instead of turning this how we decided and talked with a lot of people is let's turn it back to your guys' responsibility. Let's take away all our nominations and you guys make the appointment.
And see, that's difficult because
You're not going to please everybody, but it's your responsibility.
Yeah, it is.
Now you're politicizing all our community councils when that's not what we want.
Yeah,
we want to be here for our people, but we don't want to step in your guys' politics. Even though we were asked, we did what we were asked. We'd like to step away from that and get back to what our community councils were set up to do.
Are you saying to pick one of our nominees, though, right? Is that what you're saying?
Whatever.
Let's go by whatever's on the Constitution, so let's run with that.
Why not? I hear about these nominations, but, what about that chairwoman that's been there for 7.5 years?
Yeah.
Why bring somebody new in? By the time they get trained in, we're gonna have an election. Why not just keep her and appoint her? I mean, it's just, I don't really know her, but I did a testing last week. I called and asked for her. Guess what? She picked up that phone. To me, that means a lot. And it's like, that's my opinion. I know you have nominations that people put their names in, but why don't we just do and keep the person that's been there, who has been doing the job for months, and just let her continue? It's only for a few months. That's something I would like the council to take into consideration. And like I said, I don't even know her, so it's not like I'm saying I want my buddy in there. Just let somebody, we need people with experience in all positions. That's so, like, I'm only saying this because I hear this brought up about the nominations, different people. And I'm just saying, don't forget the one that's already been there and has been doing the job.
Thank you, Nita.
Tribal Council, if I could inject here. Nita, thank you for your opinion. We're all going to have opinions. You know, it's not debatable, not arguable. But what I will ask is that our Tribal Council makes a decision today and either leaves it vacant or appoints. Because it's been going on now for long, and I think enough time has been up that a decision can be made. How hard would the decision be for you to have 20 people? You're going to pick one. You're not going to put all 20 in them seats. That's a difficult position to be sat at. I want to make sure our members that are in Netawash, the people in there that are getting the help that they need, who do they go to? Me, I'm going to assume, Mike, you're my chairman. If I needed assistance, I'm going to come to you now because Kathy's out of that seat. The secretary that's in there, her job was the secretary, not to become the district rep. Would she stay on after the 6 months and run for the position? I don't know. Am I the right one? I don't know. Is any of us the right? But I do ask that we get a decision today. Either close this or open this.
Well, what's the bylaws of the TEC? What does that say?
And that's where I'd say the TEC bylaws.
That's the bylaws.
Vacate or appoint.
Yeah.
Appoint or leave it open. That's what it is.
You know what it is, it's working.
We're not really getting represented in District 2 because you guys got your own districts to represent. And we are pretty big. So it is a big decision on you guys. That's all we ask.
Randy's number, you can call her.
Yeah, you took my number off the back.
I'll put it back up.
Yeah, I would like to say, you know, my name was in the people that were nominated for this position and stuff like that, but I guess we need to go by our bylaws, and it is ultimately the tribal council's decision, whoever they want to appoint or leave vacant. However, I want to make sure that our district, District 2, is getting the services that they need, funding that they need, and Deb is the one that has been privy to all that information. Let that continue. You know, with that, I just, you know, a decision, yes, has to be made, so we wait.
Good, Patty.
Thank you, everyone. I know that this is weighs heavy with us here, and I know that as council and as chairman, you know, I look up to legal and like what you said earlier about, you know, what is our constitution and our ordinances say about this, and I guess the only two options we have is leave it vacant or appoint. And I know that, like I said, the council, I know I haven't asked Alan or Ray on there to chime in here too, but I know that it's just like something that just feels like, I know what Ray talked earlier about this is like, it's kind of like he's up in District 1 and not really too much in District 2, because I know the district reps, when we were all working together, it's like we kind of just took care of each area, and of course, me and Alan would always help out, and I would always do what I can for all the districts, help as much as I can, so, but I'd like to hear from the rest of the council too, so, be good.
Well, Mr. Chairman, there was some names that were brought to me that I don't see on this list. I did tell them to contact their committee councils. Now, they said they had to contact the Netawash Committee Council. I said, well, I don't know about that. I just told them, you know, contact whoever you got to contact in District 2, whether it be Netawash Committee Council or whatever council it is. But I do know that, yeah, Netawash does need representation. I'm ready to vote on it, but I'm not going to pick and choose who should be on it. But if it comes up, I do got to vote on it. So I will vote on whoever's name comes up or whatever, how it comes about. But if it don't come up, then so be it. I mean, I'm here to serve you, the people. Whatever you guys want, but I do notice there are some names that I got told that wanted to be on here, such as Pam, they just now come up, sent us just one here now, and so how much information was actually put out there to some of them? Now, some of them didn't get a chance to get their names on here. How and why, I don't understand, but that's up to the District 2, but like I said, I won't vote on it, and I'm hoping you don't disagree with me, but the names are gonna come up, one way or another. We can't always be fair, but we try to do our best, that's all I can say.
When is the next election for that position?
April. Which is primary.
So the position needs to be filled until April, right? They're looking for it.
It will be filled till June.
Yeah. Here is my concern. You know, we choose somebody, we're gonna get hated on, I'll just say it right out. We leave it vacant, we're gonna get hated on. But, you know, my big concern is that if we do leave it vacant, I think the chairman and secretary treasurer will have to step up their gun and represent District 2 like Kathy did. Because she was a damn good district rep. And I don't think it's gonna be hard to fill her shoes. You know, yes, since she got sick, you know, she wasn't able to do all she did, but she did it well for many years. You know, I learned a lot from that woman. And, you know, that's my concern. If we leave it vacant, somebody's gonna step up for you guys and take care of Naywash and Mahnomen and your whole district. Because, you know, I do the best I can. I have a lot of District 2 members that reach out to me, and, you know, they can attest to that if they're watching, or, you know, even in here, you know, and I do the best I can for all of you. But it's tiring, you know. I got a big district myself that I try to tend to, and, you know, and I will still help. But I'm just saying, if we leave it vacant, then that's on you, Chairman and Secretary Treasurer, to take care of them. Miigwech.
Here. Yeah, I know right now, when we discussed this earlier, when District 2 Kathy announced her resignation, that we kind of gave Deb authority to administer some of those services and, you know, the assistance that District 2 does. And I think so far she's still doing that. So as far as, you know, I know Deb's kind of still doing her job over there, but like you said, the representation, you know, it's from District 2 is something that I think that District 2 is asking for, so. Good.
So in my eyes, you guys are all representatives of the wider band. And together you are a body. The one part of the body is taken out, the rest have to make up together for that representation. Not just the select few, I think all of you would have to. My recommendation is to keep, if you're going to keep it vacant, to keep Deb on to assist you with the members of D2, to assist all of you. Not that all of you are going to be getting calls, because I know you have a lot of members in your district to take care of too, so it doesn't weigh down as much on you. If you're going to keep it vacant, I recommend keeping Deb on to help assist you with representing D2.
Well, even
split up amongst the body.
Even before it came to this, we recommended that the chairman and the secretary treasurer take lead, because me and Raymond were getting hit hard. And it's hard for us to, you know, give our people our full attention if, you know, and I don't want to leave District 2 out either. So, you know, I don't want to not help them, but I'm lucky for assistants like these guys, because they do step up and they reach out for me too, you know, but it's still hard. And, you know, I understand what you're saying. We do represent all, but I was elected by members in District 3. Those are the ones I work for all of you, but they're the ones that elected me. And for me, it feels like I'm failing them when I'm not giving them my full attention, you know?
And I myself mind helping out in District 2, because about 3 of those calls today are from District 2 that I am going to help out. So I have, between Annie and I and the rest of us, we have stepped up to, and we have been doing it, helping out District 2. So District 2 hasn't been left out. They have been a part of our meetings. They have been a part of all of our functions that we take care of. So it's not like we've left them behind.
I can contest to that with you two also, because I'm D2 and you guys always return my calls.
A prime example too is this resolution that was just passed with 35 homes, 11, 12, and 12. Council as a whole passed for 12 homes for Natawash.
Mr. Chair, may I say something?
Yeah, go ahead, Al.
Yeah, I do want to thank all the comments here today. They're all very important, and much to my surprise, I hear that the community councils are saying that this is a responsibility of the RBC. Prior to the meeting, there was discussion, I don't know from where it came, but they wanted to place the responsibility on the community councils. And so from what I'm hearing from you guys, I've heard from you guys, is you want to put that ball back in our court. We have a constitutional responsibility to do that. Okay? We can't delegate that authority. Neither can we delegate that responsibility. That responsibility rests with the RBC. And throughout this process, the way I look at it, as the chairman, when he called that District 2-wide meeting, that was consultation with the members of the district, so that we could get feedback and to hear from the people. And we've placed it on the agenda today to hear more feedback and hear from the people. And it sounds like, I'm not going to get into particulars, but you guys are putting the ball back in our court. And I'm telling you, I appreciate that feedback, really do. I am prepared, Mr. Chairman, to make a decision today. Not only am I prepared to make a decision today, insofar as the next agenda item is district representation and at-large representation. There's going to be some clarification that's going to occur on that agenda item. But first things first, we're on the agenda item of the District 2 seat. So I am prepared to make a decision. But I'd like to hear, I know there's a couple hands still out there, but as soon as the folks are providing feedback, Mr. Chair, I am prepared to move forward with the decision.
Thank you.
A hand up.
Kevin.
May I humbly suggest, since it's for this short period of time, that we already have Raymond here for his district. We already have Annie here for the other district. And so is it possible that I suggest that Alan Roy takes over the responsibility for District 2, providing that he keeps on the assistant to Kathy to help him delegate that work because of his responsibility already, until the district itself can prepare and get things ready for the election. Can that not happen?
I say appoint Deb here and appoint her in that position so so District 2 does have a voice. It's only for a short period of time. I don't know any
to attend meetings.
Yeah, she's our voice, she can talk.
I don't even know anybody here that's qualified to take that position.
Excuse me, but I'm sorry, but she don't speak, I don't think she would speak up for our.
Wouldn't have got the job if she wasn't qualified.
It's just for a short time until the election. I don't know her, but I know I called last week.
That's the argument, let the kid to RBC. I believe Mary has a bylaws.
All right, guys, I know that we're probably not going to come to a consensus or what we're looking at. I know Annie brought up that, as what you guys said earlier, the membership said to us is like, the responsibilities on all four of us up here. And, I think that's maybe the road that we're going to have to look at, is all of us kind of take a part of it and look at it, because I know that either if we do this way or that way, it's not going to me, it's not going to be, I don't know, it's not going to ever be 100%. And I know that a lot of people, sunk a lot of time and work, and I know elections are coming up here real quick, and it gives them time to rear up for elections, and I know that the District 2 seat is open, and I know that as council, I know Alan has something that he wanted to talk about, and I know a lot of hands went up right away, and I know that it's kind of creating a crack, and I know that we have to be wary of, what we say, and be respectful, so be good.
All right, I'll do it, but nobody will be happy.
I believe Mary has something.
My opinion is that Monoman community has been underrepresented. At no time has Monoman Tribal Community Council that I have seen had a meeting. As far as I know, they were going to go with whatever Naytawash Community Council decided, and that's fine. But I even at the December 13th meeting, there was no representation from Monoman. So I feel like Monoman hasn't really had any voice in this at all. I don't know, are you a Monoman resident? Yeah. So there was no, nominations for anybody that resides in the Monoman community. Yeah, so I don't know. I don't know if there was a public meeting in Monoman that I missed out on, or if the community council had one. I checked the Facebook page and I didn't see anything, but I think we've been underrepresented.
Okay, real quick, if I could just, when we had the meeting up in Naytawash, there was 25 people in that room. There's no way that 0.5% of us are representing over 1,100 to 1,200 members in the district. Like Mary said, Monoman wasn't there. For us, Naytawash, just to say this is who our appointees are, and we were put on the spot. They have to provide that. That's what that meeting was about. That's why that happened. But the 0.5% of people, maybe even 1%. Joe, would you agree there was, 25 people in that room?
Yes, that's why I asked that we do get representation from Whiter, or Wobbin and Monoman, because we'd have been the only ones on the list, nomination list.
Yeah, and that did come up in that meeting, the shortness of the attendance of the people, but that's why we're asking, but it's going to put you all in a spot.
Well,
You've got to pick one.
Whoops. Actually, we were asking for recommendations, not nominations.
Oh, okay, there you go. See, and I was told nominations.
Yeah,
Sorry.
there shouldn't have never been no nominations, because this isn't an election.
Recommendations is a whole nother conversation.
Right, but, right now, we want to get this done, and, we want Naytawash to know what's going on. So I'm gonna throw this out there, you guys might not agree with it, you can disagree with it, whatever, but I motion that we leave it vacant, all 4 of us RTC members step up and take care of this issue. I'll give you all my phone number, that's my motion, is that, we leave it vacant, Deb will stay on as our support staff, along with these girls will reach out. I'll give you my phone number, they can give you theirs. I'll fight for Naytawash, I'll fight for Monoman, so I have no problem doing that until somebody is elected. And I'd like to see it elected fairly, because picking and choosing, it isn't, I can't do that with you guys, because I'm not from District 2.
We don't want to with you.
Yeah.
We want District 2 to have a voice. I mean, it's good that you.
I just told you I'll be your voice if I have
But
to.
you're only one vote.
Thank you, Annie.
You're not 2 votes, Annie.
Well, I asked all of them, so.
Yeah.
Council,
Get it over with.
My motion.
Alan,
Where are they going?
Hey, before we
You don't want us to support, you don't want to represent us? Come on, man.
Make the motion.
I made the motion.
motion by Annie
Have somebody you want in there?
What's the motion?
the motion for the council, the 4 council members to kind of, all 4 of us divide up and take a piece of Naytawash to help out their community.
Till election.
Till election.
Leave it vacant till.
Noman, Wobbin, the whole District 2.
Whole, as a whole. Leave it open.
I can't.
I guess that's not their choice.
And a motion, is there a second?
Quit chatting. Come on, guys.
Motion fails.
Do it. What's it, Al?
Motion failed?
Motion fails, I guess. No one wants to second it, so.
I will make a motion. Second. I will make a motion to appoint Douglas M. Hodges.
What?
Who the hell's that?
Oh, who is it?
Tribal member?
We don't know who he is or anything. Who appointed him or who, you know?
Alan did.
Alan did.
They were all for leaving it vacant. I mean,
Bylaws, majority of our
it doesn't make no difference.
district wanted to leave it open.
Leave it open. Leave it open. I made that motion.
Leave it open. We knew damn well Alan wanted his way. And he wouldn't go with what the people wanted. That would either be nepotism or cronyism or political favor.
You know it's political, what the heck anyway? He's a dumbass.
Hey.
It's respect.
All right, come on now.
You know this guy? Anybody who heard of him?
I told you I'd do it.
Alan, nobody heard of Alan when he got elected.
Go ahead, Brown.
I don't care. Well, we're right back to Nadawash still don't have a voice. So,
Go back to,
that motion is on the floor. Is somebody gonna
Motion's on the
second?
floor, is there a second?
You know, Mr. Chair, I'm gonna second that motion.
Second by Raymond?
Yep.
All in favor?
Nay.
Aye.
nay.
1 nay, 2 ayes, motion carries.
That's a dirty move by them too, because his name wasn't brought up once.
It wasn't even.
And I'm sorry, I don't know who he is myself, you know, but that's a dirty move for the District 2 members.
It's only for 3 months.
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Then it should have been left open.
Who did it come up to?
His name came
Who
up.
is he? We don't even know who this guy is. Where does he live?
Okay.
It doesn't make any difference as long as he's a member.
Charity needs to be sworn.
All right, we're gonna call the order, we're gonna take a break.
Charity needs to be sworn in at this time.
Really.